factors which are affecting to that depression, and quite a lot of things that we were taking in case of a depression. Now let's take it over with the one perfect. Last week we took over the bereavement and grief. Yes, of course, with certain time that is very important. But if you're talking about now, I can see many of the elderly people who are looking and who are in a depression. And that depression is different. If you look at their problems, it has to be visualized in a different manner, in a different sense. And I would like to elaborate this in two sessions. So, this session and the next session, we will take in a very, very wide way that the elderly people who are above 50, they can see that differences, why they are different, how can they mold their life, how can they be better off. Secondly, at the young generation, how can you approach as a caretaker? How can you approach them in a better way that they don't feel that depressive stages and problems? Because this kind, at that age, the depression itself is a different way, and it has been exhibited, it has been possessed, it has got in a different way, and it has got a different reasons for the depression. So I would like everyone, these today's sessions and the next sessions, it will be on this kind of a elderly age and old age depression, where I will try to frame you quite a lot. First of all, let's start with that depression. What are the things and what are the general ones? You know, elderly people, they are always sometime, as you grow, as you cross certain age, you have almost sorry, it's all my sore throat which is really giving me a mess, but I'm trying to cope up. It's that age where you have almost done a lot in your life. You must have gone through a lot in your life. The symptoms, depressive symptoms, you will possess is a different as well. Your all the it can be possessed in so many different manner, like in an anger way, in an aggravated way, it's a aggressive, it's a part of anxiety as well, you can call that way. And it is being maybe via tear of tantrums, or actually you're crying, or you get irritated faster. So there are a lot of ways that old age is just like a child. You are coming back to your childhood stage. That way you need to be tackled in this particular time of your life. So let us start with the one stage. What do you think? First of all, as the children are very playful, the same way, the old age, they are little rushy, they are little anxious, they are sometimes they get excited very faster. And that is the place where they are considered as not the normal one. Why? Because they want to show that still they are active. Why? Because that first of all, they must have gone through a very hectic or a very, very active life. And that active life has made them to come back with these slow down, peaceful life where they don't want to remain in that. So they run. They remain very active. They try to show themselves, yes, I'm still there. I'm still the same. I'm not yet changed. That's the way they show as a one part, because that is a depressive feelings. They want to hide within them. And they want to stay as a charming, ever charming people. Second, now, They are either that, or secondly, they are more worried. That's the second part of the depression. Why they are more worried? Because they have got so many things. When you go to that age, you have gone through so much behind. You have gone through a lot of things and you have left behind a lot of things. So at that stage, what happens? You're worried about maybe a finance, maybe a housing, maybe a health, maybe who will look after you, maybe your food, maybe something happens suddenly to you, then what will happen? That a consistent worry. If you have a children, if you have a grandchildren, then that worries. Or if your children are not looking after you, that worries. It's sorry, it's a very pinch of a thing, a little, and you get worried faster. You get, oh, my daughter said I'm going to come at 6 o'clock, it's 7 o'clock, she hasn't come back and she hasn't seen me. So what happens? That thought keeps on rolling around your brain and that worries. So you become worried and then nobody answers, you become dumb. That's the place is one type of a depression. It's a short term, but it is a part of a depression that are feelings that you see. Secondly, you struggle to do the things. What do you struggle to do the things? Day-to-day life. You are always rush, quick. 8 o'clock this, 9 o'clock this, 10 o'clock this. Like our life was like a machine. And then, oh, my socks are where? My things are where? And that put you down. That put you low. Hang on, I was like that before. And I'm down like that. So that's a place, it's an old age. An age, you slow down yourself. You are not that fast. You can't run the way that you were doing it. You can't do the things that fast that you should be. Howsoever active you are, but still you are the same. You are not the same what you were before. You are down to your age, and that age will always replicate. Why? So many reasons. There are a lot of things that will happen. I'm going to take, that's the reason I want these sessions for twice. 2 sessions I want to take for this. Secondly, you struggle. The reason you struggle to focus, you struggle to concentrate, you struggle to remember. Hang on, I don't remember. Have I left the keys here? Though you are not dementia patient, don't think you are a dementia. You might be, you may not be, but you still struggle to focus. If you're watching a tele program, you can't focus that program faster or continuously for 3 hours. You always try to become such a person that after 15-20 minutes, let's take a little bit break. Let's do this. Or you keep on having a munching going on, or keep on having some sort of a activity. Like some people have a handkerchief rotation, or some people need to chew like a chewing gums, something like a things they need to go. So they can't, because it's hard for them to focus. It's a very, very difficult part, like a chewing gum or, mouth fresheners or something which is there within them, going on and on and on. Or some people, they close their eyes, they sit up, and they grab it. This is the way they show them, but they can't focus. This is the way they are representing their depression. Secondly, you are now on the verge of slowing down your life. You were like a Humpty Dumpty, bubbly kind of a life, rushing life, haphazard life, sporting life, achiever's life. That sort of a life is not there after 50. If somebody will tell you to run, you can't run the way you were running at the age of 40, 35, 25, 20s. That is gone. So what happens? what you used to enjoy. You might be a footballer, you might be play a sports person, you might be a fantastic DJ, radio DJ, or whatever may be. But at the same time, when you come up to the age, or you might be very good journalist, whatever maybe, I would rather put you, say, whatever faculty, whatever field you are. Like me, I'm a psychiatrist, I'm a biochemist, I'm a microbiochemist. I'm on a clinical side. But as a practitioner, I won't be able to focus. I won't be able to enjoy. After this is the time, I will definitely diversify myself. That no, everyday patients, leave it now. I had enough of patients. I need my bifurcation. I need my line to be molded into a different way. So, what you enjoy, like grabbing everything, like knowing everything, everything is there, but the joy will be diversified in a different way, which you may like it, you may not like it, because sometimes it is not always that you enjoy the things. You don't like it, but you have to do it. And you're forced to because you are active. You want to show yourself that. So that's the old age of the depression. See, and because you've seen so much of an era and so many decades you have gone through with so many multiple abnormalities, ups, downs, and environment, financial, physical, environmental, familiar, children, grandchildren. I would rather say it's like a booklet, which is on the end of that. It's on the conclusion stage or going to come back to the stage of the, conclusion. At that time, what do you want? You need to slow down, but you don't like it. And you have to diversify your interest. Some people are a good dancers, but they can't do dance. They can't dance. Why? Because dancing is an energetic thing and you can't do that. So what's the ultimate? Slow down. You can put yourself into a different activities. The dancings can be published or can be projected with the hands movements, but you don't like it. Why? Or you can do with the for what you would rather say, the musics, listening variety of a music. You may not enjoy, but you have to do that, and you're forced, sometimes you're forced to do that. So these are the things which are there in the old age, put you to the depression, because what you were used to do it, what you are, and the depressive stage comes in this way. These are the symptoms, and we must recognize that symptoms in the old age, that they are different than to the general depressive manner because they their way of exhibiting the reason for the depressions are different. Always remember, when you are going through the care home, when you are going to talk to the people, their projection. Oh yeah, I'm here now. What else? I'm old. That's the sorrow. That's the depression. But it's an age. If they won't be like that, then where else they will be? Some people are very lucky. They remain active till the end. The same way what they are most of the time. But they are active, and some people are not. They are, they don't like it. They get worried faster. Maybe they, and these symptoms are not actually being seen in the young generation or in the teenagers or in general with the people who are having a depression. Now, Why? Now what happens? If you are depressed, okay, the people they have got this, old age people have shown this. Then why? There is, you are, when you do the activity, any small activity, you are, you you get tired. You are active, you're excited, you're aggravated, you're aggressive, but your body gets tired, you get exhausted. I'm tired, I get tired. Your body will not respond, your body will not be in a position to take and grab it, and that's called as your tired conditions. Secondly, your REM sleep, it decreases. Always remember, the general era of a sleep is 7 to 8 hours, which is called as a REM sleep, a perfect sleeping in a day, anytime. But when you are old, maybe whatever may be the reason, but you are not having that long era of a sleep. Even if you have been told to sleep, what you do, you keep on doing some sort of a activity. Either you chant, some name, or your finger goes, or your handkerchief goes on, or you do something like crossing the hands, or you are keep on watching a small, your telly is on permanently, but you don't want to watch, but that keeps you active. So this is how you are trying to avoid from the sleep, and you are struggling to sleep. Now, what happens? Another thing, what your body has got another problem that you may have. Your sometime your body will reflect as you are depressed. The depression is for what? Depression is for the small, small thing. Like you get a lot of earwax accumulated, and you get, the musical sound in the ear, in a ear canal. Then you get depressed, and no, there is no one to know about it. You don't know that you got a earwax, but you just try to keep on doing this, and you can't take the earwax out or do nothing. At that time, you are low down, or you get a headache, and oh no, again I'm restless. You know that a consistent headache. The headache is because of some reason. Your tummy ache, gastric trouble, constipation, or indigestion problems. There are a lot of things, diarrhea, these, that. You might have liked the food a lot in the night and you don't realize, and you must have had a little bit more. Or you must have crossed the time of the food that you are supposed to have it. See, at one age, everything is okay. When you cross that age, then it becomes a little bit harder. At that time, what you need to slow down. As I always used to say about the diet and everything, that at one age, you better slow down, have particular diet, but not that you can't digest in the night time. So these are the things. Secondly, you don't feel like getting on with your partners a lot if you have any. If you are all on your own, you keep on remembering about your partners and the disputes and all that. And then that reflects in your life that, oh, I had that and that was so terrific. But, that will put you down. That will keep you low. That will keep you, mood becomes like a moodless condition and that sort of a thing. And sometimes you don't like the food because your actions are very, very unbelievable, and your selections are also unbelievable. So these are the absolutely north and south sort of behavioral behavior, the age which tells you to show, or the old age people they show, and that is why they get problems. They get either excitement, that is the anxiety, which has got the depression hidden within. There is a depression, but it is hidden inside. And sometimes they're hungry. They get lot of, they're hungry, but they don't have that food to eat what they can, what they are supposed to, or they don't have that particular food in the house to go through, or in a care home the time is off and they miss the time, or they don't have someone have has not come back from the home and given them that food. These are the small things which are there that put them down. And as I said, if you like a lot of good food and you have eaten a lot, and then the next day again the trouble starts, your tummy upset, your gastric trouble starts, your headache starts, your body ache starts, and that's another trouble because of the indigestion. So that all the things. Secondly, lack of water. Sometimes they don't drink enough water. So the urine output is also very less because they don't feel like, they have a urine incontinency. Means the urine doesn't go as a flow. They go sometime like a drop, sometime they go like a flow, or sometime they don't go at all. So this is called a incontinency of the urine. And that is why they get fed up to put the nappies on. And that elderly nappies are very useful, but they are fed up of doing that. Why should I do it? I've never done it. I'm no more a baby. And that's the place they get depressed as well. So these are the small things which a caring person or an elderly person they have, they are facing within the body. And that is why they get depressed, they are low, they are angry, they are excited, they are aggressive, and they exhibit that. How do they exhibit? They exhibit with the anger, they exhibit while shouting loudly, swearing loudly. That's a very important. If you go to the care home, you'll always find a people swearing a lot, and you can't sometimes hear, but that's what they are. They don't understand that this is a good or a bad, but for them it's just to take it out their agony, their anger, their whatever what has happened with them, or they are not comfortable within inside. And that anxiety need to be taken away, or that anxiety need to be taken out. So how will they do? If the caretaker is approaching later or a late or something, whatever, it's a small issues, but that issues are not tackled, and that anger which they are not used to it, so they bring it out, and then that depression comes up in the form of anger. Some people, they are quiet, but then what they do? They tear their clothes, they tear their skins, they tear their cheeks. That's what they do. They literally scrabble their cheeks, they crumble their body, and you can see the marks on the body. Why? This is because of these old age people, they are not talking, or they are not used to shout. They exhibit the requirement, their uncomfortable condition, their depression in a different manner, by tearing, by biting, these, that, etc. Or they try to put their head and they try to nag it, or they try to bang their head, they try to tear their clothes. They try to put the, the clothes, they try to stretch it very toughly, like a tightly. They try to, like a tug of war, they try to put the knot on the on their clothings, what they are wearing. So there are different ways that they exhibit the mode of their anger or anxiety. And in a way, it is a depression. In a way, it is a behavior, and it's a depression. It's a depressive stage of the life. Secondly, sometime some people show they are most of the time dozing. They are always like dozing, like this. They are most of the time they are in a sleep. That's another way of showing that body is tired, body is not doing properly, they are depressed, they are always tired, they are not active, or they are slowed down. They have already slowed themselves in their life. This is a part of the body. It's a different. Generally, any depression, the young age depression is different, because at that age they have got nothing to do. They are just sitting, eat, work, this, that, and they are nothing. So what to do? They are not shouting, they are not aggravated, they are not aggressive. So what they do? They doze down, they sleep a lot. Then some of them, they struggle, they literally struggle if they are trying to work with this. Their eye becomes wide open, their hand becomes like, like this sometime. Or they literally cover their hands and the legs like this. And they try to watch telly with the very, very big fat eyes. Why? Because the eye becomes literally wide open, and they try to watch the telly. Or why? Because they are interested, they want to know, they want to hear. But it is for them, it is a hard for them to grab, to catch, and to know. So what happens? They are struggling to do that. Secondly, the forgetfulness. The forgetfulness, how they do? They try to struggle. I shouldn't forget that. What are the remedies? They themselves struggle to focus in their day-to-day life. I was doing this, I was getting up at 8 o'clock, I was doing this. So they themselves try to work a lot to focus, to concentrate, and to do the job the way regularly people are doing, and the way the normal young generations are doing. That's the way. And they try to show you that achievement. So that's the place. I'm going to come back to that point as well, but I'm taking this. Second, most of the time, because they do all this, the body is always getting tired, the body is always exhausted, they are always saturated, because they struggle a lot, they focus a lot, they are always saturated means they can't take that, but still they are working hard to do it. So they always come, oh, my legs are paining, my body's aching, my back is aching, my shoulders are aching, my head is this. Sometimes it is not true. It is not true. They don't have any of these. And sometimes maybe it is true. So, this is where, and they enjoy if they try to fool, and if you believe them that, oh yes, they got the headache, let's give you medication, so they be happy that yes, I fooled them, I want it. Why? They want the attention. For that's why they are trying to, they are attention seekers. So some of those old age people, they are attention seekers. They want you to pay the attention towards them. That is why they do it. And if they really do it, they will work definitely harder because they know what the medications to take, what to do. But because they want you to pay attention, they may take these kind of a small excuses. Sometimes these excuses are really true, but sometimes it's not that. Then, secondly, some of them, they don't want to show that they have gone old. They don't want to be looked after by anyone else. When I can do it, why not? Even at home or a care home or wherever. They don't want them. Or another way, it's a reverse. They want that you stop noticing me, that I've gone old. They don't like that because, they are like educated, like a, uphead. So what happens? They don't want you to look at them that they are old and they are less focusing, they are like that. And if you do that, even they don't like them to be taking out, looking out. Have you had a food? Have you had this? If you try to be so pushy or if you try to be so cool, calm sort of a person, they get irritated. Don't do that. I can manage myself. Don't worry about it. They will tell you off. But that's the way they are. And that's the way they show their concern that, yes, I'm not that old. I can manage. Even at home, if you try to be very much caring about it, they wouldn't like it. Don't do that. I know what I want to do. I know what I have to do, how I have to do. That's how they are. Secondly, some of them, there seems to be most of the time lonely and isolated. This isolation and a loneliness is a very, very, very big problem in the country. And that has taken away a lot of problems with the young generation, middle generation, and the older generation. And this is the place where they are depressed. Depression is bound to happen. So you remember now, these are the things that happens, and people do get depressed in old age because, and their point, the way they exhibit this depression is different. The way they show, they project these depressive symptoms are, I have showed you, it's totally different than to the general. Now let's come back. Why? See, out of depression is there, but most of in a old age, it is it's normal, common. Now, why do they have? The first of all, they have gone through most of the time in their life with a lot of different various experiences in the past, whether they were good, bitter, problematic, abusive. Quite a lot of things are there. And then they remember that the reasons they develop that kind of why. Look, my life. I have gone through all that. And what happened to me? This is the part they go through the depressive. Depression. Secondly, they are all alone. Maybe the partner is not there. Maybe the children are not there. Maybe the children have left them in a care home and they have gone away. Or they are not looking after them, children, and whatever maybe. These are all the things. So their loneliness and isolation. So they live there. Maybe they are not in a care home, they might be in their own home. But that isolation and loneliness is one part because they can't walk. They can't do anything. They can't go out and they don't feel like doing anything. So they try to bring themselves within that one shell of the things. And that is why that life goes like that. That is why they are depressed. Secondly, they don't know anything. They don't know how to operate the computers or how to operate the mobile telephones or anything. I've seen a people very well qualified, I would rather say, at one age. And I had a patient, of course, and I said, why are you sitting 24/7 with a telephone? No, but you know, I like this button telephone very well. I can't do that old age dialing telephone. And I said, then why don't you talk on a mobile? You can, I don't know how to operate the mobile. You know, highly qualified, a person of the very master's degrees. They don't know how to operate mobile. And that is why they are sitting down talking to various person and they have got their booklets or a telephone numbers or a diaries and that bills were coming up and up, but they don't know. They don't have bother for that because this is my life and I like to see. And what they talk, you know, they are from that field, so they talk to their friends of the same kind of a thing and they feel very enjoying that yes, I'm still active, I'm still knowledgeable, I can still give the knowledge. But they don't realize that the life and the time is changed and they are not equipped with that time. So what happens? They get isolated, they can't go out and do the things which is supposed to be in that. Suppose like a musician, music, they keep on listening the music, they prepare a music, but then that whatever they have, they used to do it in their hand to hand. Now it's a modernization which they are not equipped with, so they don't know that, and that is why they go backward. And that is why this depressive condition comes in the life. And in that, suppose that DVD is gone, or in that case, suppose the number, telephone number, diary is gone or lost, then that depression becomes a big headache for them. Because that's the place they are so depressed. Oh no, now what to do? My life is finished. The tears, they start crying because that was their life, that was their everything. For them, it's not that they have finance, they have got their clothing, there are people who look after them, but for them, their activity was that. Now, secondly, so this is how the one part they have got a depression. Second is a health problem. You know, after 50, people did start getting into the menopause. As I told you before as well, 45 onwards, your life is getting little slow. Slowly and slowly, that thing works and goes up, up and up. Now here is the same thing. Your physical problems, you know, your diet, because your mechanism, your metabolic activities, your digestion, your brain, your neurotransmission activities, your heart, your kidney, your liver, everything, they have got that era now that they work smoothly. Sometimes they slow down, or sometimes you must have gone through in your past so many other problems which reflect at that age as well, and it happens. So these physical health problems, they are one of the things which will give you a depressive condition. And some of them, they have got there, like a very, you must have gone with a car accident and you are recorrected. You came out of the accident. Nothing happened to you. But that age, that accident severity has reflected to the ankle pain or a thigh pain or a hip pain or a back pain, something like that, which is a consistent. Or you must have banged your head, or you must be abused a lot, and that comes up to you, your health at this later stage. Or you know that abusive is a very bad thing. Today we are talking about the immigration, migrants. We are talking about the people who are living under a lower stage of the economical condition and economical classes and the grounds below the level. Their environment is different. Think of those people who have seen consistently bombarding, who have seen consistently starving and hunger, who has who have already gone through lots of fights, these, that. So, those kind of the people who are going through that's a whole environment at that age. You must have come with the fight, these, that, everything. You must have come up like like the people who have migrated from Africa at the time of Mr. Amin's problems and all that. There are people who are coming here in this country because of the disputes in their own country where they were born and brought up. Then here, they must have struggled so hard to meet to ends with the family, and they have come up to certain level in the life. So those kind of a thing, you've reflected, you've gone through that. But to go through, when you remember that old, your things start reflecting at that age. And at that time, you start getting low, you get depressed. That's a physical and a mental trouble. Your body becomes low. Then, secondly, your health problem comes as a dementia. Dementia is another factor which is pushing you to the trouble in this sense. So make sure these are the things. Dementia is one of the thing which is, it's not just mm, Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is not just a one where, like say, out of 10 people at that age of old age, 3 are always having a dementia. Alzheimer dementia is a very popular, which is most of the time common. Vascular dementia is there. There are so many other dementia problems are there. That is, that dementia problems, they also put you to the depressive condition and they face the depression. Second is a Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease is the disease where your body aching, shaking, your movement slow downs, your muscle becomes stiff and you struggle hard. So, you become, there are medications for that now. Everything is there. I'm not saying there are no medications for those people, but that I'm taking it in a later stage. But those people are also who were very, very active in the past life. And when they come back with this and they are investigated as a Parkinson's, then they get depressed. Oh God, now my life is changing. So that's the thing. And I said about the loneliness, the partner or a children or a friend or a mother or a father or brother, sisters, nothing, nobody is there. You are the only left out. Or you have lived your life as a lonely person. And that age, you feel it. Oh, I'm all alone. Or if you are in a care home, believe me, your dear ones are your subordinate around people where you used to have a fun together, you have a chat together, you have a group together, enjoy most of the activities together, and those friends are departed, or they are no longer with you, or they have changed the care home, or they are dead. And you're the only one left out, then you become lonely. That attachment, that the bond, you get it, you create it. Secondly, even the staff and the nurses, believe me, in a care home, this is also happening. That the caretaker, they are so much dear to certain people, and they always bring some Christmas gifts for them. They bring so many things for them. They try to work day and night for them, and they do everything. If that caretaker is saying, Auntie, Uncle, you do this for tomorrow, you show me the result. They love that, they adore them. And then, if they have to change by chance, or if they have to change the care home, or something happens, or if they are retiring, then the person gets a lonely feeling. Even it happens with the children as well. Then I'll come back with that depression point. I'll tell you about it. Then it's about so that a loneliness. And then suppose you have got your you have got everybody, but there is no one to come to see you. Your children, they are not living with you. You are in a care home, but they are living in some different countries. So you feel always you are waiting for them to ring you because they are your blood. You like to talk to them, but you can't because their life, their schedule is so busy, and that put you to the down. So this is a loneliness, and and alone life is, and that brings you a worry as well at a one point, because that worry is what, if anything happens to me, what the next, who is with me, who will look after me, who will do something for me, am I going to be like this, am I going to die like this, is it my death is going to be miserable, that sort of a things, and thousands of questions keep on rolling around your brain, and that remains unanswered. So that worries will put you down into depression. Secondly is a grief. You might have lost some of your dear one, or your son who is no longer with you, or a daughter is no longer with you, and that's a grief that you have got it at one particular stage. You have lost somebody and you couldn't do much with them, or you must have heard about some sort of a terminal illness, sort of a news of someone who is dear to you, and that will put you to lower appetite, lousy condition, sitting down quietly, tears, remembrance, memories of that one. Or sometimes, the old age people, I've seen them. They have got the photo album. They look at the photo album as well, and they remember those things, and they start crying and get the depression. And these are the ways that they feel, because it's their memory, is the old memory, like the children, family together. Now they are in an old age care home, but for them, that album is so important, so precious. They look and then they remember how fun we used to have, what were the days, and then they start crying. And then they become very lonely. For some time, they literally sit down in the corner. And that is what is a depression. And that's what it happens. Remember, this grief, this is there. And what happens? They get the problem with the sleep. First symptom they show is a sleep. They won't be able to sleep with that memory. They try to, but they won't, because that memory keeps on coming in their brain often. Secondly, they don't eat much. Today, I'm, not feeling right. I'm feeling something, and they don't eat. Why? Because I get, I miss my somebody. I miss my this. And that put you down into depression. So, this is one of that. These are the cases which is there. And then what you need a caretaker, you need to talk to the doctor that this is what is happening again and again. Coming back to all those cases and how you can go ahead with this. Second is you have got some sort of illness which is connected to the heart, connected with the stroke, connected with the blood pressure, cholesterol. You have gone through a very big surgery. You have come up with the amputated legs or a body part which is not that amputated long time ago, and then you are going through with that, but you remember that, and that will put you. That's called as one part of the depression, because your heart is not functioning well. You got a congenital heart or you got a ischemic heart. It's like a various varieties of the heart problems, cholesterol problems, blood pressure problems, all of those. Plus, you must have had a stroke before, or you must have had some sort of, a fits or a tremoring, all those things which is connected with the heart. Or you can't control that feelings. Anything happens, you start shivering. That's a panic condition that you do get it. And then, oh, I get depressed. I must sit down. I must sit down. That will put you down into the depressive condition. Then, secondly, alcohol. Alcohol always affects your brain, your body. Body means basically it affects your system, metabolic system. It affects your brain, it pushes you to the early stage of dementia. And at that time, what you need the rest, you need relaxation, and you keep away from all that because you had enough. Sometime, the at that age, people do take, and you are used to the alcohol, you can't give up your alcohol, then also it is a problematic. And you can't get a waiver on the alcohol. Then, at that time, if you don't get alcohol, you get depressed. Oh no, my alcohol, I'm going to miss it. And you have been told not to take it because it's going to be injurious to your health. So that, or you were taking excessive, and then now you are going to slow down. But that excessive condition, excessive taken in past, is going to reflect now. At that time, your brain cannot focus, cannot concentrate, cannot do much, and then it goes down. So these are the cases, these are the stage where they try to become little low, low and low. Number 2 is care homes. Many of them, I have seen them when I visited the care homes. They are literally not happy to go to the care homes. Why? Because they want to stay back home in a regular life, in their routine life, and they want to go through this. But you know what happens? They are forced to go for it. They are forced to go for it. And that forcing condition is not going to keep them happy because they've lived the life very actively. They are a very active people. But at one stage, the home people can't look after themselves. They have got their own issues. They have got their life. The children have got their life. All of these. And the loneliness is another way. They cannot be looked after all alone. So the children think this is the best way that you can be looked after. Of course, everything will be selected better for their own people. But at the same time, that old person who is migrating from the house to the care home, they are not happy. Even within that care home, also to adjust is very difficult for some time for that person because they are not used to it. They are used to with the family, 3, 4 people, and all that. Secondly, they are not used to how the caretakers are going to look after them. Some of the people, they are not even happy with the caretakers either. Then what will happen? So there are a lot of things which is there. And these particular things, they are the troublemaking in their life. And that's where they get depressed because they are left out with any options. So these are the place where I can see people are depressed, they are having problems, and with these kind of a depressive conditions, I would rather say that their depression should be looked in a different way and with a different thinking when you approach to that age. Even when they're driving, they constantly speak, but just some of them, they don't speak either. Some of them, they get worried while they're driving after 55, 65, and all that. At that time also, I've seen it. After 65 or 70, the driving license is being stated to mention the age as well, that you're driving up above 65. You're fit to do it or not. That to show the fitness. Now, these all the things which are there consistently coming to you is a part of the age. So, my request is that think of these people in a better way and think their depressive condition and handle it. Handling part, how to do, how can we work out in a care home here, everything. I'm going to look into that as well in next speech. At that time, anyone else has got any questions, I would like to talk to them, or they want to chat, or they want to fax me, they can WhatsApp me. So, is there anyone who wants to have any queries or anything? I'm there for them.